What's up, gamers? Today I'm going to be showing you how you can effectively spot, and to prove that I am actually going to be doing it in a... We are on our way to 1,000 subs. We're currently at 564 at the time of making this video. If everyone can just jump down below and hit the subscribe button, that would be amazing. So I'm going to be using this tank here, which is the Saladin. I'm going to show you how you can spot on Ghost Town. Now, I've taken a look and realised that there isn't actually any light tanks, and this is an encounter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to aggress into the bushes, and I'm going to push down, but always keep an exit strategy because sometimes they may push against you, which will be, there's a rock over here on the right which you can kind of that you can hide behind if you need. But I'm going to try and get some early spots off, as the heavy tanks, except heavy tanks like that, slow tanks, are going to be pushing into over there. Now I realise the buildings do kind of create this blockage, and I want to try and get them as early as possible. But my camera rating on this tank, there's E75, one of the top tier heavy tank. Crucial, do not fire, have patience, and do not fire, as the spots will come to you. I ended this game with over 7,000 spotting and nearly 2,000 damage, I think. But I've got 40% stationary camo, so being stationary, obviously in a light tank, your camo stays full regardless, even when you're moving. In a medium tank, it doesn't. So I go from 40% stationary, which here they won't spot me. But if I move, I drop down to 32. So there is a potential that one of them could spot me. It just depends on how good people's spotting is and if they have CVS. I do have CVS and exhaust. And I've got optics, just to boost out that range. I wanted to get as maximum view range on this tank as I can. As you can see, we are no more than a minute and 30 into the game, and we are already at 4,500. Now, there's a bit in the middle of the game where it kind of gets a bit stagnant, a bit slow. I'm not sure what that is on this tank. It looks like some sort of 3D radar diff. Now, I'm just letting my team behind me. Like, if you look behind, okay, this is... Don't be this person. Please don't be this person. I'm telling him to go away. Go away. There we go. I tell him to go away. I actually get so angry at him, because him pushing me creates my camo to drop down. Now I get he probably has no idea, but he needs to learn. And now I'm trying to get out of his way and just reverse so I don't get hit, because I know he's spotted. There are people to our left, which the TVP been taken out. And now he's trying to push me out of the bush. Part of me really just wanted him to die, because he's actually more of a hindrance than he is useful to me. Because we've got two tanks over there. I think one is a Type 58 and Type 59 and a G-Saw, and then obviously we've got some big old tanks like the WZ-111 looking at us right there. ST and the Tornvarg. Now, I'm not too worried about the base capture either in this, because it is an encounter battle, so an encounter battle will always be a really slow cap. So on this, I am just trying to stick to the bushes, use the camo rating. We're up to 5.7k already. We're whittling them down slowly. There are still a fair few tanks that have been spotted, like the Saladin, obviously the R2. There is a WT that literally has just popped up, and he is playing aggressively in the middle of the city. And I think that's the only one, and he comes back again. So yeah, I thought this would happen, and he's trying to just shove me out, to be honest. I think he's doing it on purpose at this point. The first one, like, sure, he probably thought, oh, I'm sitting there, he could sit there, but it doesn't appear to be that way. At the moment, I'm just letting the game progress. There's no point me driving forwards, especially when we know that that G-Saw is there. I don't feel like they're going to spot me with the camo that I've got. You know, your camo rating is the most important. As long as you can get above 36% and you're stationary in the double bush, you have to be proxy spotted. So as long as I'm stationary, looking forward at that G-Saw, he won't spot me until I'm proxy spotted. As long as I'm stationary. Apart from that, if I'm moving, it's 32. So it will increase to probably about 100 and 110 something. I really want to spot those two tanks on my left, so over in this area, because they're kind of holding our team up, and the 705 and the XM are basically all the people who have done my damage. If we can see, like, this is probably the XM and the 705, XM, 705. They're all fairly chunky shots. The replay system's got a bit of a bug. Okay, so they've actually stopped, which is lovely. Or decapped. I think we decapped. I think the E75 hit the Tiger 2 at this point. Now the key here is the patience. If I would have driven off forward, I would have died. Probably been in my next game by now. Sure, 5.7k is lovely. But I've got 5.7k spotting and took out half health, a lot of their tier 9s. And we're still equal on health and down a tank. So it proves that technically we are actually losing. Okay, I've managed to spot the G-Saw again through multiple bushes with CVS. Because he obviously has a poor camo. Okay, that is the G-Saw. I do feel like we could probably fire here just because looking at the map, the E75 cannot see me. And there's this G-Saw again. Yeah, okay, right. He's now out, so that takes the threat from in front of me. The only tank I'd be worried about is the TVP, because he could just start firing at me and DPM me down. And the ISU, yeah, well, he'll probably just fire and slap me for like 700 damage or something like that. Okay, so we can fire now because we've got solid bushes all the way around us. And it's very difficult for us to even be hit. We've actually spotted the Type 59. We're going to try and go forwards and see if we can hit him, but we can't because there is a mound. So okay, now the G-Saw's out. Now we're actually turning the tide of the battle here. So bang, actually got the kill on the Type 59, so we've got one kill. Okay, now I don't feel like there's anything down here. Possibly something like the WT could have come back, or the ISU or the TVP. But most likely it'll just be the TVP somewhere in the ISU. That's what I imagine is up here. But we did actually spot the RT. Now I hold my fire just because obviously if I fire, potential that someone could be in front. But then I see the TVP and I'll take my chance on the SU not being able to spot me. Unfortunately, even after aiming for about a minute, it still misses. Now I check the TVP and see that he's not there, so I leave that. Shoot one into the artillery, and then I'm going to move forward to see if I can spot him going up the hill, which we can. Wait for him to go behind the bush, and we fire into him, and we set him on fire. Now reverse to the bushes go thick. That is important. If you're going to fire, make sure the bushes aren't see-through, and if you have two in front of you, even better, you most likely are not going to be spotted. And we put one into the TVP to finish him off. Now we see that there's the STI, Tier 9 Russian heavy tank, the RT is left, and the ISU. So what I decided to do is go for the ST as opposed to the RT. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a better plus helping my team. RT isn't going to go anywhere. We see him, so we just reverse, take his attention away from me, let someone else peek out. And now we peek out, stick one into his track. It's very hard to pen an ST with, you know, a gun like this. We are only boasting 221 pen into a tier 9 heavy. Is a lot less likely to happen. Now, he's been unspotted the entire game, so he's been very passive. He probably hasn't really done a lot. I don't know. Now, the WT actually does ping, and I'm like, surely he's not all the way down there. He is down there. All I'm going to do is speed this up. Yeah, and now obviously I know because the WT has just been killed, which means he had to be spotted. We've got our WT, Alpha Panzer 4, and I say GG's because we're gonna win this. I've got 3 kills, 7.2k of spotting, and 1,455. Now I don't want to wait until I get unspotted, and then we can drive up in this bush, and we'll probably even spot him. Yeah, we spot him right there. We fire. We're just going to drive at him because he has no turret, so we can outmaneuver him. Drive around the back of the TD like this, and we'll just sit behind him like this. Unfortunately, we don't get the kill because the WT has the big gun and kills him for the entire of his damage. That is how you can effectively spot inside water tanks on Ghost Town. And I proved it to you in a medium tank, which is technically harder than a light tank because of the moving. let's jump into these post-game stats. Okay, so these are the stats for that Ghost Town encounter battle in the Saladin. Mastery badge, of course. Wouldn't expect anything less for a game like that. Obviously, spotting over 1,000. Fire for effect. And bruiser. Scout. Detect at least 9 enemy vehicles. And patrol duty. Help my team damage at least 6. So we spot the E75 for 1,200 at the start. The ST for 1,000. The G-Saw for 1,400. The WZ for 1,000. The RT for 140. The M3Y for 571, the Tiger 2 for 630, the Tornvang for 659, and the TVP for 372. We actually managed to stick 700 damage into him. 3 shots. It's nice. 539 in the ISU. We stuck 118 into the Type 59, 1 into the artillery, 1 into the G-Saw, and 1 into the ST for the kill. Even managed to take his ammo rack out with that shot, which is lovely. Obviously, XM, absolutely phenomenal, sitting there and hitting and shooting at what I spot, hitting 1,145. But I take the top spot with 1,464 base experience. We shot 11, hit 10, and pen 9. So the one bounce was the track eating shot on the ST. 7,216. Traveled 2.7, which is, we actually traveled the furthest, I guess, because obviously at the end we did the drive across the map. So I guess that's probably, total was 5,490 as it was my bonus, and I've boosted it as well. So that is how you can effectively spot on Ghost Town, or just effectively spot altogether. I hope you liked the video. We're still on our way to 1,000 subs. We're at 564, and the channel is actually growing at a really nice steady pace, and I haven't actually put a whole lot of time into it over the last month. Maybe even 2 months, but it consistently goes up. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and I hope you liked the video. If there is anything you want to say or disagree with what I've done or said, jump down in the comments below. Tell me down there. I pretty much reply to every single body. If not, and you don't have anything to say, jump down below and just leave an emoji, because engagement.